Jojo here, and this quick little video, I call it, I wrote some of this stuff down. Women do not believe in romantic love. Okay, and this is not really a debate or prove me wrong, but, or whatever. I'm just saying that I at least know one woman that doesn't believe in romantic love. And so this is the idea, and this is not much of a story really, but this is again about a conversation I had about 20 years ago, and basically this is where it begins. So this is a conversation I had with my grandmother. I was in my 20s. I was painting her place. She was probably maybe almost 70 at this point, late 60s at least, I suppose, but smoking away like a chimney. Oh my God, but what a cook. She's from Poland, the old country, and my mother as well. And so they understand this communism. I always kind of point to it that says that there's a lot of bad memories, bad ideas you had. So my grandmother and my mother. So I just want to just preface that. I want to say that might be part of this cynicism that's going to come through here. I just want to point that out. They both, lived through it, came to Canada from Poland. And like I said, the things these people can do with a turnip, oh boy, knock your socks off. Okay, but so basically, okay, so that's the backstory. So I'm basically at her place, hanging out. So she's making me lunch, and my grandfather's walking back and forth, either praying, he's watching the Pope, and smoking cigarettes as well. And she kind of points to him, and she's kind of like shaking the cigarette she's holding, in her fingers, and she goes, this man, this guy, your grandfather. She goes, I don't love him. I don't love this man. And I got a little tear in my eye. I'm going, oh my God, Granny, you're on fire. I'm just like, yes, tell me more. And so she basically is just kind of, I don't know why she's getting so deep, or for whatever reason, but we're just hanging out. I was hanging out there a couple days, and then, like I said, then she pulls this on me, and she just goes, like that kind of stuff, that romantic stuff, if you want to call it that. She goes, that's something else. That's completely different. She's kind of shaking her head like this. She doubts this kind of exists at all, or, whatever. Maybe for a little while or whatever, but I think maybe again you settle down. But she insisted that like the real love was like the family, and her children, her grandchildren, her parents and her siblings. Right, that kind of the family stuff. That was her idea of love, and she was kind of cold. And I've always been accused of this coldness, and I feel it as well. And I think that romantic love is part of what, like I said, this is a compliment to women. I mean, I want to be insensitive. I want to be cold. I want to be soulless. Like a woman. I think they seem totally pragmatic about everything, totally dispassionate. I'm impressed with this. This is like, good for you. Good stuff. And I think this is a good way to go through life, I suppose, all the time. Maybe not all the time, but again, just a theory. But I really think the romantic part is like in the man's head. I think the men have this kind of poetic, romantic look at the world. Because I don't know if they suffer more than a woman. I don't know, but maybe men are just more romantic in that sense, and this is maybe like their not their fault, but maybe this is what elevates them, the concept of man, and maybe this just goes with the mother instinct, right, and the cub, and just again the difference between men and women, and this can't be faked. Let's remember that. This can't be faked. So that's just a theory. She doesn't believe in it. I'm not so sure I believe in it. But, I mean, right or wrong, doesn't really matter, I suppose, in the long run. But leave a comment, for sure. Subscribe.